Chapter 1. Present Day. Leave town or die, you fucking whore. Not the most original statement, but it sure got the point across. Rachel raised the portable lantern over her head and scanned the side of her barn. In the artificial light, the blood-red words slashed across the white paint like fresh wounds. Every letter was still billboard clear despite hours of cleaning. She rolled her aching shoulder and shut off the pressure washer still chugging at her feet. Silence fell abruptly on the too warm, wet October night. It was no use. The graffiti wasn't coming off. Fresh coats of primer and paint would have to wait until the weather cleared. Someone was not happy she'd returned to northeastern Pennsylvania. Troy? Who else would bother? Didn't matter. She wasn't leaving, no matter how difficult her brother-in-law made her life. Exhaustion weighted her quivering muscles as she half-dragged her equipment to the detached garage. On the way out, she secured the outbuilding with a thick padlock. No sense in tempting fate, or her vandal. The soggy grass squished under her boots as she crossed the lawn to her back door. After slipping off her boots in the mudroom and making sure her new deadbolt clicked securely into place, she padded into her empty kitchen. The rumble of her stomach reminded her she hadn't had time for a grocery store run, or dinner. She yanked open the ancient refrigerator door and let the cool air waft over her sweaty skin. One lonely yogurt huddled next to a nearly empty quart of skim milk. Rachel poked a green and furry package in the bottom of the vegetable bin. When had she bought broccoli? And why? She picked the plastic bag up by the corner with her forefinger and thumb and gingerly transferred it to the garbage can. It hit the bottom with a wet squish. She snatched a box from the counter, shook out the last strawberry Pop-Tart, and washed it down with water. A damp breeze and the patter of light rain drew her gaze to the window. Through it, the barn sprawled behind the house. Pride expanded her chest. She had 10 horses boarded, not bad considering the number of setbacks the barn renovation project had suffered. Come winter, New Hope Farm would welcome its very first foal. Was it possible the black cloud that had dogged her for the past 31 years had decided to move on? Don't jinx it. The pot of gold at the end of your rainbow has a way of turning into a pile of crap. As evidenced by the return of her vandal last night. Rachel's cell phone burst into its digital rendition of the William Tell overture from its charging cradle on the kitchen counter. She reached for the phone. The tiny screen displayed her sister's name. Rachel's heart fumbled a beat as she flipped open the cover. "Sarah?" "I'm sorry for calling so late." Sarah's apology trembled. Rachel's heart squeezed. "It's okay. What's wrong?" "It's Troy." Wasn't it always? Sarah's husband was the lowest form of life Rachel could imagine, at least 2 rungs below amoeba on the evolutionary ladder. Chimpanzees would be appalled to learn they shared 98% of their DNA with Troy Mitchell. He was the main suspect for her vandalism, and the reason Rachel had returned to sink every single nickel into the rundown family farm. 6 years Rachel's junior, Sarah had her reasons for marrying young, but surely she could have done better than him. Rachel heard banging in the background, then Troy's voice yelling for Sarah. "Sarah, are you okay?" Sarah didn't answer. "Do you want me to call the police?" "No." Sarah blurted out her answer too quickly. "No, you're not okay, or no, you don't want me to call the police." All Rachel heard was Sarah's ragged breathing for one long moment. "Could you please just come and get me and the girls? Troy and I had an argument earlier and now he's back. He's drunk and he's really mad. Please, Rachel, just until he sleeps it off." "Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. Stay on the line with me." Rachel stomped into a pair of battered tennis shoes, snagged her keys from the bowl on the counter, and bolted into the drizzle. Behind her, the door closed with a